welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. I am Eric Miskell with EMS Now, and today it's my pleasure to speak with Michael Zahn. He is the sales manager with Co-Young Europe. And I wanted to talk to Michael because we have a big event happening in Germany here in a couple weeks with Productronica, and want to kind of talk to Co-Young and see what's happening and what they will be presenting there. So Michael, my first time to interview you. Welcome. I look forward to this. Why don't we begin by allowing you to introduce yourself and what your role is within Co-Young?
Yeah. Hello, Eric. Thanks for having me. And I'm giving you a short introduction myself. I'm in this kind of electronic industry since 1994 already. Did a lot of stuff in terms of print processes. Lived in Asia for a couple of years. Learned a lot of stuff in terms of SMT, print processing itself, and as well semiconductor over the long time I'm in this business. A lot of people in Europe know me, and I have many friends in the Americas and as well in Asia. So yeah, I'm happy to be here, and also happy to tell you a little bit more what our aim for the Productronica is.
Good. And your region within Europe, you said before, is on the western side primarily.
Yes, I do western part of Europe, which is the German, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, France, England, Ireland, Benelux, this area. It's the whole western part. Plus, in addition, I do a lot of semiconductor stuff due to my knowledge and my background. I know the processes in semiconductor, especially in semiconductor packaging. And therefore, I'm supporting this area with my knowledge and help where we can. Because what we will see in the future is, and this will come anyway, is that due to this subsidies on the semiconductor side, we will also see coming more and more packaging industry back to Europe, back to the Americas as well. And they need also equipment, measurement equipment, because from my part of point of view, this is measurement equipment what we do, not only just inspection. We do measurement equipment basically.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So let's talk about, and I'd like to break this up in two pieces, kind of the SMT side and the semiconductor side, so that let's start on the SMT. You know, why don't you highlight kind of the platform, the solutions that Co-Young has to offer in that area?
Well, Co-Young is market leader since many years in this area. Sold already more than 22,000 machines in this market, especially in the SMT. And having on the show all kind of different machines. In total, we have, I think, 12 machines on the show. The whole range from SPI, AOI. We will also show our newest flagship, the Zenit 2 ultra high speed, which is unbeatable in terms of speed as well. Very new and very exciting for customers to see what will happen with that. The rest, this year on Productronica, we also focus especially on smart factory. And you may have heard already about K-Smart, our smart factory solutions we have. So we even show more details on that. We try to show customers and showcase to customer even the new stuff like KPO for printer, KPO for mounter. I can tell you we have a lot of field tests and field customers running already on KPO printer, and it's a real success what we see there.
Okay. So what are you seeing in that area? I've seen people, and I know that, and having spoken to Co-Young before, you did I know the SPI, but with the AI, you had both the pre and post reflow kind of going on there too. Is that a trend that was continuing?
Yeah, we see that coming more and more because customers want to make sure that they also identify the problems they get with their pick and place machines before it goes into the oven. And in certain areas, especially on the automotive industry, it's not allowed to repair at the end of the line anymore, especially when you go in safety features for the cars and the automotive area. So therefore, with that, they can capture if, let's say, one component is missing, component is not straight on, is turned, whatever. And with this pre-reflow AOI, you can directly find this out, see that, and rectify it, because it's, in this case, you can change anything. or something, but it's not allowed at the end anymore. So you can definitely save more costs and and get a better first pass yield, definitely.
Yeah. And the other one that's always impressed me, and that when I learned about it, is your whole the final optical inspection piece too, which handles a lot of those larger kind of wankier parts, right? That become very challenging.
Yeah. This cranky parts sometimes going up to 30, 40, 50 millimeters, especially when we look at this final inspection parts for the pins, when you have already assembled module and you have just the pins looking up. We look at it, all these details, how the pins are sitting together. Is the pin distance fine? Is it too close to all these details? Yeah, it's challenging, but with our unbeatable 3D recognition and reconstruction of the parts, we can immediately do that. And this is another part I'm always like to say in this case. We do for the customers, for each product they make, a digital twin. Because what we do when we measure this PCBs, these products, we have a digital twin in the server system or in the systems.
Yeah.
Everybody is talking about that digital twin and
absolutely,
and smart factory, and this is an important part, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. And you're right. You're gathering all that information. So of course you would, through the case smart and gathering it. So tell me, you mentioned it there. I'm going to give you a chance to brag a little because so why do you consider your solutions best in, you have competitors, obviously. It's a very competitive industry. And I know that Ko Young always talks about their true 3D, right? But in your opinion, why do you consider Ko Young's equipment to be best in class?
Well, we have a very good machine built, a very good optical kind of access, optical kind of pass, and as well the software behind and the analytical part of it. And bear in mind, we use the Moire interferometry version, where we can say every pixel what we can see. It's not just like we make a picture from the top and say, okay, grayscale, it could be this or this. It's more, we have a third, let's say this is more a sensor and giving a third dimension to each pixel, which is the height. Yeah. I don't want to go too much in details because then we talk about another hour for Moire interferometry with the sinus curves and so on. Everybody can read that afterwards.
Right. And they can also come to the show and see the machines and see it firsthand being demonstrated. Absolutely.
Of course, and as I said, beside each machine on the SMT side, we have as well a K-Smart station, so we can immediately see what's happening. And as I said early on, KPO, we don't have a full KPO line there, but we can do with simulated data, we can show how it works.
Yeah. And your background is also, it's interesting, when we were talking before, you said that you're kind of testing what you did before, essentially, because you were on the screen printer side before.
Yes, I was doing printing for 20 years, something like that. So and screen printing and stencil printing, even in very small things. Let's say I did all this kind of wafer bumping, ultra fine pitch wafer bumping and so on with very fine deposits. And if we now move to this part, it's on the semicon side. We even have our Meister classes there, which is then even measure on a wafer all bumps, which can be, let's say, 35 micron, 30 micron in diameter, 10 micron height. We can measure already, and then you have on a wafer a million bumps.
And this one. Tell me. No, do that. Speak about that. I was going to ask about the semiconductor inspection system. So you mentioned the Meister, and I think the other one is Prime. So
well, the Prime is let's say is the Meister W, which is a wafer machine which has a wafer handler attached. So basically, the wafer gets out of the magazine, gets measured, and gets into the good or bad magazine as well.
Oh, okay.
And the point is, we can measure a 300 millimeter wafer in about 6-7 minutes without any problem. All bumps on that. And the bumps measurement means height, diameter, area, and position. And volume, of course.
Yeah, of course. Wow. And so with the benefits that your customers, that this provides to your customers through the use of this, speak to that.
Well, benefits, as I said, for us, the semiconductor part is same approach like we do on the SMT side with doing smart factory solutions, it's just very small, very tiny things with a lot of additional features on it. Yeah, as an example, for the Meister D Plus, we can measure mirror dies, we can measure even transparent dies, and can see cracks and all this and that. So therefore, we have the algorithms, and consider that in all this, in a lot of the algorithms, we already built AI in. For us, AI is also a big picture, and we do a lot of this stuff to improve the, let's say, the measurement we do, as well as the analysis in what we see. As an example, on a transparent die, you have maybe some grinding marks on top. So what we do with AI, we can learn the AI, how the grinding marks look like, and then we remove it and can see even the cracks and stuff, which is a very fine, tiny crack on this. So we use AI to make sure that we can remove the noises, remove all the things we don't need, and we see only the very important parts.
That's interesting. Okay. And you, of course, you had mentioned before that you do have some background on the semiconductor side as well.
Yep.
That you bring to it. So if there's something on semiconductor within Europe, you might be the person involved.
Yeah, I can definitely help because I know most processes in terms of semiconductor from my history and experience from the past, especially on the packaging side, because this is a big whole area which are, let's say, moved or which are running in Asia in mass production, but all these big Asian sites are not keen to do small batches. And for special chips, for special things, you need smaller batches. You do not need 1 million parts a day or a week or a month. You need maybe only 10,000 a month, which is a small batch, and most of the big shots are not doing at all. So therefore, a lot of the small companies are doing this, but the quality should be the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the principle at the end should be the same. Therefore, as we said earlier on, what we bring into this kind of semiconductor industry is also smart factory solutions. Besides seeing all this, we can even do the analysis and showing with smart factory solutions what is the reason for it. I can analyze it all in details.
Okay, very interesting. So now let's talk about Productronica. You know, it's 2 weeks away. Obviously it's the big show in Europe here this fall. Everybody should be there. People come internationally. You get a big audience. You said already you have what 10, 12 machines that you'll be displaying there, both on the SMT and the semiconductor piece, right?
Yeah. We have basically, let's say, we have 2 booths this time. One is on one side of the aisle, which is the SMT side, the bigger one, and the other side is the semiconductor. And we focus on that in this area. We focus on SMT in the other area, because otherwise, when you start mixing it, people getting, don't see, okay, this is this focus. We don't want to mix it. It's very specific for also dedicated customers.
Yeah. That makes it. And so what is your message then, or what is the focus of the show? Or there's anything new that's being released too?
Well, yeah, as I said, for us, it's always innovation drives the future, and this innovation in all areas. As I said, we have on the SMT side, we have a new flagship machine with the Zenit 2 UHS. Semiconductor side, we have all machines there, even the Meister S Plus, which is a 3.5 micron resolution. Yeah, so which is very small, as well as the D Plus with all the needed things to measure mirror dies, transparent, translucent dies, all these funny things you can find on some areas.
Good. And so, lest I forget, tell us where people can find you at Productronica. Where is your booth located?
Well, it's always where my hand is glowing, which is no, it's basically we are in Hall A2 and booths 359 and 377 because it's on 2 sides of the aisle. Usually, or we are at the main aisle in the middle.
Yeah.
when you go through. So you will find us. And honestly, we have prepared even some good coffee and stuff. So people can drop by. I'm happy to spend my time, have a chat about possibilities and elaborate a little bit more on, let's say, smart factory solutions, on the new things, especially also on the semiconductor stuff.
Excellent, excellent. Well, then, listen, I wish you nothing but success at the show in 2 weeks. I think it'll be exciting. I'll be interested to hear what the attendance is like this year. And for the people watching this, he is Michael Zahn. Reach out to him. Go see him in Munich. As you can tell, he has a very good personality and a very friendly person. And I think you would, the time would be well spent to stop by and visit with him. So,
Hey,
Michael,
thanks,
I wish you success, a great show, and I look forward to hearing about it later.
Thank you very much. Take care and all the best.
Thank you, sir.